Hi there, I'm Dr. Francesca Zampollo and I want to talk to you about food design thinking and what food design thinking is. So first of all, let's try and understand what food design thinking is in relation to food design. So what is the difference between food design and food design thinking? So as you can see here, if we think about the whole life of a project, a food design project, when we start having no idea what we're going to design and to where we have a product that is on the shelves or a food service that opens its doors to the public, if this is the whole food design project, then all of these we can call food design. So food design is the complete food design process from the very beginning to the very end. Food design thinking, on the other hand, is a portion of food design. So it's a portion of the food design process, the one that goes from having no idea what you're going to design to having a final food design concept. And then here we move on with the rest of the food design process, developing the project itself, developing the product or the service or whatever the concept is. And now we zoom in the food design thinking process a little bit more. And this is my visualization of my food design thinking process, my food design thinking methodology. And before we get into the details of what food design thinking is, let me say that I haven't come across yet anybody who has done a similar thing, anybody who has conceptualized an entire food design thinking process the way I have. So we can say that my food design thinking process, the one that I propose to you, it's unique. The food design thinking process is divided into 6 different phases. In the first phase, called expand, we basically define what our food design challenge is going to be, and we also define our food design context. In the explore phase, we really investigate our food design context and we learn as much as we can about the context and our target user. In the evaluate phase, we make sense of all of this information and we transform the essence of this information into something that we can then use to generate ideas. We basically create insights. In the envision phase, we generate ideas. We generate an abundance of new ideas. In the experiment phase, we transform those ideas into full concepts and we prototype these concepts. And the execute phase, we basically do the steps that are the initial steps that are necessary for us to take that concept and really make it into reality. One very important point that I want to make here is that as a consultant, I don't consider myself a food design consultant. In other words, I do not come into your company and design for you whatever it is that you need. On the other hand, I come into your company and give you this food design thinking process and give you all the tools you need to be able to design yourself again and again in the future. I am one of those people who do not think that you need to be a designer to design, and you do not need a design team in your company to design something. I think that all you need is a food design thinking process, and I am giving you the process. So I come into your company, I teach you the process. If you want, I facilitate a pilot project with you. And by the end, you will have understood what food design thinking is. You will have understood how to use every method. And so you will be able to do it yourself again in the future. So this is my complete food design thinking methodology. And as you can see, it's made of 52 individual methods. Now, most of these methods have been designed to be specific for this food design thinking methodology. And this is why I don't know of anybody else that has done something similar. One thing that is worth saying here is specifying the difference between food design thinking and design thinking. So to me, food design thinking is a branch of design thinking. It's a food-specific branch of design thinking. In other words, Design thinking is the generic process to generate ideas. Food design thinking is a process that makes sense only for projects that have to do with food. So whether you want to design new dishes, new food services, new food products, if you are a company, food design thinking is specific for your food ideas. Now, the specificity of food design thinking, and so what really makes it different from design thinking, is the methods themselves. These 52 food design thinking methods that I have designed, most of them I have designed from scratch. They did not exist before, and they are specific for those who want to design anything that has to do with food. In addition, another very important thing and another very huge difference with other generic design thinking processes is that this food design thinking process and its methods in particular have been designed to push you towards designing concepts that are meaningful and sustainable. So I want to show you this visualization here where I have highlighted all the methods in this food design thinking methodology that I have designed to specifically push you towards designing concepts that are meaningful to people. These methods have characteristics in them that will make you go through a process that allows you to investigate emotions, experiences, values, and ultimately design meaningful propositions. In this visualization, I have highlighted all the methods that specifically push you towards designing sustainable propositions. And when I talk about sustainability, I mean environmental sustainability, social sustainability, and of course economical sustainability. This food design thinking process is quite big. As you can see, it's 52 methods. These complete 52 methods food design thinking process can be used by those food companies or individuals, chefs, food designers, eating designers, who have the resources to go through this entire process. And to me, going through this entire process would be the best scenario, because you will have as many chances as possible to come up with a variety of concepts that are meaningful, innovative, and sustainable. But this food design thinking process is also designed to adjust to your needs. So according to your budget and time frame, you can use the best selection of these methods that will respond to your needs. Another very important aspect of this process is the sequence of methods in the explore and evaluate phase. So if we zoom in these two phases, we can see how the sequence of these methods are, in my opinion, the best sequence to achieve complete empathy. If you are a little bit familiar with design thinking, with general design thinking, you will know that one of the goals of the initial part of design thinking is to achieve empathy. Empathy towards the people for whom we are going to design. Only when we are able to empathize with our target user, we are better equipped to design for them. Only when we understand what they feel and think, we are able to design what they actually need. So the way I have put together this sequence of methods and the way I have designed some of these methods also is something unique, and that again I have never seen anywhere. I haven't seen any other design thinking process that pays attention to the sequence of methods to achieve in the best possible way the deepest type of empathy. So we have 3 levels of empathy. Cognitive empathy means understanding what somebody thinks and feels. Emotional empathy means not only understanding what people think and feel, but also feel those emotions ourselves. Finally, compassionate empathy means that not only we understand what people think and feel, not only we feel what they feel, but we feel what they feel so much that we are moved to help. And I believe that designers in general, food designers in our sense, must achieve compassionate empathy, because what's the point of any other type of design? We want to design products or services that really help our target user. And the best type of design, I believe, comes from food designers who are emotionally invested themselves in the cause. With this food design thinking process, I have also put together a whole bunch of PDFs for every single method, which means that when I present the method to you, I also give you all these PDFs, all these worksheets that you just need to print to be able to use the method again and again in the future. This is how some of the PDFs look like. This is one of the methods, and here I really walk you through every step for every method, and you just have to fill this in. This is another method where again I take you by the hand and I take you step by step through the method itself, and you just have to follow this instruction, follow these worksheets to achieve the goal of the method. So with these PDFs, with these worksheets, once you understand the method, you will be able to use it again in the future independently. So to request a consultancy, just visit fooddesignThinking.org and use the contact form to get in touch with me. And if you want to start with some DIY, with some project yourself, you can purchase one of the books that I have designed, which are actually 4 individual methods printed in 4 individual books. Or you can purchase Thoughts for Food, which is another cards game that you can use to generate ideas on your own. I hope this answers the question, what is food design thinking and what it can do for you? And if you have any question, do not hesitate to get in touch and I will be happy to help you. Thank you for watching this video. Have a lovely day and happy food design.